So I saw a story about a pastor who went fasting for 40 days and 40 nights and so forth. Wanted to take the example of Jesus doing so. And people have this thing which they do this in the beginning of the year. And so they try to fast like the first 40 days of the year. Supposedly they're fasting for the year. Now, I'm not against fasting. That would be ridiculous for me to be against fasting. But I am against people over spiritualizing things that first we should seek an understanding from the physical application of what applies first of all. And one of those things is the health implication of going towards this type of fast. A lot of people, when they do this type of fast, they adjust it along the way. Yeah, like you have churches where they will say the first 10 days we don't drink water while we are in the fast, and then they will eat maybe once in a day or so, or take light stuff. But for some people, they'll actually go for the first 3 days without eating, or the first 2 days without eating at all. And then the second day, then they'll eat like they'll drink water, and then in the evening, then they go back to eating food. Then they'll take the 12 hours, eat once a day, then they'll do that for 10 days. Then after the 10 days, they adjust it again. Okay? That's how many churches do it. Even though there are some churches, what they do is they will say that we are fasting 30 or 40 days, whatever, but they will only do so from morning. So you skip you skip breakfast and lunch, and you eat in the evening, right? They'll just start it like that. Now, I don't know if that's good or what, but I do know that there can be very huge health issues with with fasting, like if you're overdoing it. So some people adjust along the way, but for some people, they over spiritualize it, and they feel like fasting in a less way, it's kind of like you are a weakling or something like that. And so they want to go no food at all. Now, you might have heard records or people talking about this to say that the body is made up of, 70% water. So that tells you the importance of water. So even if you're not eating food, the body can't survive like 10 days without water. Like I remember at one particular fast that we were doing, I think it was like a 5-day fast or something like that. And I was starting to feel dizzy. I thought it was too hot and stuff like that. And somebody came up to me and said, it's not as hot as you think. The problem is you don't have the energy to either be walking or whatnot during this entire thingy. And that particular day, I remember on the last day of the fast, I had to travel to Mamelodi, and that place in Pretoria, it's very hot. So by the time I got there, I was actually sick. I'm talking about dead on sick. And I drank water, and when I drank water, I could feel like I'm regaining myself. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's the fast. And that's when I started to be very careful about what type of fast, how, and whatnot. So some people, when they fast like that, they adjust along the way. This thing that we're not all saying, you will just be there fasting anyhow. You'll die. Okay? Especially looking at the fact that the body can't survive without water for too long. If you're going to do that, at least read about it. Research so that you can do it effectively, do it well. You don't have to look samba, but hey, do you think you're going to fast without eating for 5 days and you will not be looking somehow? You look like a ghost. Okay? And in that entire period, you must still be going to work. And then you will have all these activities during the entire period when you are waking. And some people want to do that. And you look at the type of work that they do. You work in the sun, you work in whatnot. It's not going to work for you. You'll collapse, they'll dismiss you from work. So people need to be very realistic about where you are. We're not saying don't fast, but don't be ignorant. Okay? Yeah, no matter how spiritual you are, the body is the body, papaho. Don't eat, you'll see. You'll see flames. Yeah, utlabana naledi, you'll see stars. You'll see stars. You will see things. Yeah, you will come back, funny dreams. You tell us that you were talking, you were having a conversation with Satan. Yeah, because you have pushed the body to its limit. Yes, fasting has benefits. We've heard about that. We've seen about it. And the Bible does talk about different types of fast. Like for instance, when Paul talks about fasting within a husband and wife, he says, when you guys are busy fasting and you are denying each other, meaning intercourse, he says, yeah, make sure that you do break that up very quickly and come back. Why? Bodies have needs. And this thing, when I was spiritual, you know, you are so deep, you are spiritually deep, you are very carnally spiritual. Let's tell you, you are spiritually by knowledge. You are spiritual by knowledge, but you lack in understanding how to work through that. This is where people end up. That's why you have this type of stories. Like every 2 years, you will hear that someone died fasting. Now, I don't even understand the state in which a person is fasting that to a point of dying. Unless these people are fasting not in their place of residence, or they've gone into the mountain or something like that, then it makes sense why they die, because the body can shut down, which is the danger. You start fasting in the hills, in the mountains and whatnot and stuff like that. And when you're up there, the sun is hit straight on. And what's going to happen is it's going to drain a lot of the energy of your energy. And then you will decide, you know what, let me just take a nap. And little do you know that by going into that nap, your body will shut down and you won't be able to wake up. Because you denied your body the most essential things. Okay? I don't think it's wise for people to just ignore these things. Yeah, you're fasting, but you don't have to be ignorant. Nobody said be ignorant in your fasting. Know what the body needs and what the body requires. And fast wisely, okay? You adjust it as you go or whatever and all that entire. They say a hungry lion, it's an angry lion. Yeah, we don't want to be dealing with angry lions out here. It ain't happening. Okay? It's not the most prettiest things. So please do these things responsibly. Be over spiritualizing things and you avoid things 40 days. I wonder if he was even drinking water. If you're going to fast that long, adjust as you go. If you have a doctor in your thingy, benefit. Ask them, because they will tell you. Because now I just sound like I'm a random kid on the internet. At least ask them. It's the Reality Show with the Daily Christian Commentator. Please deal with things realistically. Okay? Yeah, we're not saying being realistic, it's not being carnal, Basalan. No, you have the body, you have brains, we have these books for a reason.